If not medicine, then what? First of all, I get offended by people that ask me this question because this is all we have known for our entire life. Like, this is all we have been trained to do or to be. Like, you remember in Animal Farm, the sheep, where they used to say, 2 legs bad, 4 legs good. That is how we have been programmed. If not medicine, then it's not anything else. Now, depending on the country you're born in or where you're born, it will determine what other options you have. Because you can't think about being an astronaut in Uganda. And it's not that because it takes so long to study, 14 years, blah, blah, but it's very simple. We have never sent someone to the moon. So some dreams are not valid. So you a little bit tap down your doors and you be like, okay, maybe piloting. That's a valid dream still, but you also have to think about it, cost versus risk. You know those things, because it's a very expensive dream to achieve. Over 50 million to spend, but how many planes do we have to fly? So it's questionable, but you can read the things, but also, risk versus benefits. So also piloting, not so much, just for a chosen few. Now, of course, I was told that by virtue of the fact that I am very tall, I can choose the basketball dream, but some of these dreams, we picked them up in high school when we're already old, for various reasons, to please women, because they thought it was cool. People have sold to us that concept that everything from America is cool. So things like basketball, we just picked them up because we thought they were cool. But if you also think about it, the whole basketball thing was just a fantasy. And these fantasies, we just had them for various reasons. But also, how many basketball courts are in Uganda? And also, the basketball fans in Uganda are centered around Kampala, in the capital city. So if you're born in Rukunjiri, it's very difficult to have such dreams because naturally we have more soccer stadiums than basketball stadiums. So someone would levitate towards soccer, which is a valid dream. But then you think about it, all the guys we played soccer with who were the same age, but are now 5 years younger than us because they want to play in under 21s and, still be on form. So now you think about it, and sports generally, to be a lawyer, okay, I enjoy the part where you get to charge people for speaking English with them and, you drive off in your old Mercedes. But I'm not a fan of suits. I don't like putting on suits. I don't believe in choking myself every time. And I'm not so good at lying. And then also, if I argue with you and you argue back consistently, I might cry. So the lawyer part is not for me. I enjoyed the history bit, but the things that come with it, no. Lawyers, no. So you would say sciences, engineering, okay, that makes sense. But my problem with physics was everything started making sense the moment that apple fell and hit Isaac Newton's head. So if the apple didn't hit his head, then physicians, I don't think you would exist. I respect engineers so much, but physics refused a little bit. Now, I admit I'm not so good with money and things that involve with money. So accounting, I wouldn't do that. In fact, if I was like a bank teller, you deposit 80K, I take 20K prison. I have lived my entire life living beyond my means, and I enjoy it that way. I am not so good at saving. I belong to the category of people that will open a piggy account today and I break it after 1 week. If I put money in a unit trust, I'll remove it when it has gained some 2% profit to just touch it and see if it is actually mine. Then I eat the profit. I am not so good at saving, and I know that, yeah. Like, for me, I am a vessel and the money goes through me, just channels itself through me. So things to do with accounting and saving, I am not so good. So that side also, no. Now, the brain that most doctors have cannot manage business because business requires some little bit of resilience and patience. The patience that you might not see in the patients you manage. So that again is not so me. Also, last time it was raining and traders in Chikubu were crying that their products were soaked in rain. Now, if I invested 80 million and I woke up and the rain has messed my products, I will cry. I am not so strong like those people. So business, not for me. Also, if I opened up a shop today and I put my foodstuffs, yogurt, what, and you guys don't buy them, if the day ends and you've not bought the things, I would eat them myself. So I do not have that brain that can manage a business. It's not for me. So the most valid dream in Uganda maybe would be politics, because I think I actually have beyond the necessary requirements to be a politician. And it's very easy. Okay, just because it has been monetized these days, it's harder to enter, but still you just have to create a little bit of chaos, garner people's attention, and ensure that you're not taken by, stay alive enough. And you can be a politician. Like, they promise too much, deliver too little. And it's like the easiest thing to do nowadays. Although the sustainability part of it is very difficult. So I don't know, lying to people all the time, coming up with different manifestos, that one would give me a little bit of problems and trouble, yeah? Chase poverty, chisanja hakuna na mchezo. This time I'm telling you, it's my last dance. one more Chisanja, my very last dance. That's when politics becomes a little bit tricky, when the lying becomes too much. But it's a valid dream. The other valid dream is being a pastor now. This business is booming, yeah? They have picked up, and we are so much alike, yeah? We treat, they heal. We pray to God in difficult times, they also pray to God in difficult times. And it's something I can look up to. Yeah, we are paid, they are not paid. But they are rich, we are not. So that part I don't understand, but this is a very valid dream. The business is booming, and we read so many books in medical school, and imagine I focus all my energies on one book. Imagine. If someone ever mentions farming to me, we shall fight. Because Enkumbi mu Uganda erimba. Now that dream is out of question, it's not valid. Now, we have looked through everything and we have realized I'm actually cast to see you people. So please and please become sick and visit me, because I am supposed to be a doctor and I will always be a doctor.